And Archiazera starting 11 offensively, the next 10 after Dalton. And the guys in front of him. Robert Newhouse's cousin Marshall on the left side. Linder, all Mountain West guy last year. Watts gets the start. Massey, Brock, Dickerson, the wideouts, and Shea Reagan, a very good tight end, a converted quarterback. Good athlete, 6'4", 260. So the opening minute of play, and already key third down because of the field position, 3rd and 7. Too much time for Dalton, and he throws it wide. He was looking for Massey or Marcus Brock.
If the completion occurred, I don't think it would have been a first down anyway because there was excellent coverage. I think the tackle would have been executed by Palmer. Read the route very well, broke on the football. Even if the ball is accurate, the journey ends right there. But every yard is precious. And that's just a great job by the defense. Because of that kickoff return, they were put under stress immediately. They pulled their necks and they just hung in there tough, made TCU go 3 and out.
So Derek Walsh on a lot earlier than he anticipated. Back deep, Quan Cosby, wide receiver, and a very good one back at the 10 for the Longhorns. A little pooch, but dead ball foul coming up.
What an early start. TCU.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
John Bible, our referee, veteran of the Big 12. This does not hurt TCU at all. The delay of game, a little more room to work with if he wants to ankle it to the boundary and not kick it right at Quan Cosby.
Winnekina right there next to Mac Brown. He's happy about his defensive stand. They were put under pressure, no question about it. With a magnificent kickoff return, his guys stood up to the task. 1, 2, 3, and out.
A&M in overtime against Fresno State. And as he pooches it out of bounds. It'll go out close to the 20 of the market, right at the 19. So that's the first possession of the game for the Longhorns. And their sensation from last year, quarterback Colt McCoy. And what a year. 29 touchdown passes. Ties an NCAA record for all freshmen. It broke the single season record, though. It was held by Vince Young.
You know what impressed me most about Colt McCoy last year? 68%. Actually, over 68% completion percentage. That's extreme accuracy for a first-year starting quarterback. And his goal this year is to complete 70% or more.
So first down outside of the 19. Minute 6 gone. Fake the reverse. Give it off. Charles battles. Not much. 2 yards. That's it for the 21. Jamal Charles, a junior from Port Arthur. And up front, some changes offensively on the offensive line because 3 guys left. Laylock, Senline, also stuttered. So when you talk to the offensive line, it's going to be a challenge. Tony Hills and Ulatoski, they're going to be under a microscope because of the defensive ends. The exceptional ones for TCU. Charles got the carry. See the wide receivers. Jermichael Finley, good target, the tight end. Another athletic guy like we were talking about with Reagan for TCU.
Blake is in the game right here. He starts the football game.
Charles again battles his way across the 23, out to the 24. So now it's going to be the first 3rd down of the game for Texas. They'll need about 5, brought down by the backer in the middle. Josh Phillips, 4-2-5 defense for TCU. The bookend throw, Ortiz and Tommy Blake. As good as it gets in Division I football. Guys that will be playing on Sundays down the road. The 2 linebackers, you saw Phillips on that stop. And then they go with Bonner as their big play guy. The strong safety. You'll see them all over the field. So they do a 4-2-5. And let's see what happens now on a passing situation with McCoy out of the gun for the first time. Here comes the heat, and he's hit as he released it. It's a fumble picked up out of the secondary, and bringing it up, the defensive back, Stephen Coleman, the free safety, the junior out of Dallas. Everybody stopped momentarily because they wondered if it was a forward pass or not. No, a fumble on the blind side hit.
Well, remember, every play gets reviewed. Will this be reviewed? Was it an incompletion? Was his elbow and arm going forward? But watch the bookends. Applying the pressure up the football field. Ortiz is the one that beats Ulatoski, and Blake and Ortiz meet in the backfield. Now, was that a forward pass, or was it a fumble? That one may be a look taken at that one, because awfully short field that the Texas defense has to defend right here, if that indeed is a takeaway for TCU's defensive football team. Ulatowski has to have a better technique than that. He turned his shoulder pads parallel to the sideline and gave up the edge to Ortiz. You can't do that. You can't turn your shoulder pads to the sideline and give up the edge like that, and Ortiz gets the first big hit. Now, was his arm going forward? Well, that's a close one. I mean, looks like his elbow was moving forward as well as his arm with the football when Ortiz hit him. But it's a bang-bang play. Is there indisputable evidence is being reviewed? Is there indisputable evidence to overturn it?
The call on the field is reversed. The quarterback's
arm is going forward.
It's an incomplete pass. Fourth down, Texas on the 24-yard line.
And I think that's a good call because, as you described, Joel, everybody on the football field stopped. I think everybody on the field thought it was an incompletion, and there was some doubt in their minds. But Ortiz gets the edge on Ulatowski. You're going to have to keep track of that. Definitely the elbow coming forward, the arm coming forward. Good call to reverse it. And in a game like this, you can't have that type of play in such a momentum builder early on be not corrected, and it was corrected as it should have been.
Trevor Gerlin is going to punt it away, the sophomore from Katy. Another Houston area guy working for the Longhorns. And back deep. It'll be Brian Fonda, the strong safety. TCU should get decent field position and a real low-line drive, returnable type. Up the middle, past the 40. How about great field position all the way with a flag on the play. That'll bring some of the yardage back. Otherwise, it would have been to the 47. So we'll mark off the flag, come back, and TCU in good shape with the football once again.
As you described the penalty, Joel, it was walked off, illegal block in the back on that punt return, so TCU not afforded the field position that they had anticipated as the return was taking place.
From the 35, first down, so once again, great field position for Andy Dalton, a redshirt freshman, good size at 6'3", 210. And on the option play, rolls it out and gives it off to Ryan Christensen at the last second, the sophomore from Aledo, Texas. Now the defense. Finally, we have a chance now to set it for Texas. Now their keys, Loki and Ocam, big-time players up the middle.
That's a 10.
Big 12 first-teamers potentially. Killebrew, Bobineau, and Derry. And then the only starter back this year from last year in the secondary, Marcus Griffin. So there are a ton of questions for the secondary for the Texas Longhorns.
You're right. That's one of the position groups that's in transition. Quick snap, quick tempo.
And they give it off to Ryan Christian once again. Christian ran for his first career score last week. He moved from wide receiver to tailback during the spring. And talk about all in the family. His mom, Jody, is an administrative assistant in the women's basketball office. So you think it's a good time right now for that family?
It sure is. And unfortunately, Aaron Brown looks like will not play for TCU. Their biggest threat at the running back position.
Now on third down and short, Marcus Brock spun around right at the marker and takes a pop late almost at the end of the play. So Brock, and they brought him up almost like a wingback position off the right side.
TCU is a master of running a bunch of different personnel, groups, formations, motion. They change tempo as we've seen. They sprinted up to the line of scrimmage. They really put element of doubt in your mind defensively. They stress you defensively because of everything that they do, all the packages that they present. And the key is in the secondary, communicating, recognizing, communicating, and trusting each other. Offensive line, secondary, big days for them today.
Derek Moore in motion, goes to the motion man, and what a stick out of the secondary by Ryan Palmer. He never had the football. It was timed well.
Boy, Derek Moore got struck. Man.
You got whiplash up here, didn't you?
Yeah, you got to check your feelings after a hit like that. Some of them may have loosened up. And the protection's great. The ball is thrown perfectly. That's just arrival of player and football simultaneous. Woo! You can hear the plastic pad popping right there, boy.
First carry of the day, lunging ahead. It's Justin Watts, the junior from Center, Texas. And he gets about 5 on 2nd and 10. They are a quick rhythm offense, and they've got a big-time quarterback down the road. Andy Dalton, he can pull it off today. There's no doubt about that. It's a team over the last 5-6 years, they've got a chip on their shoulder.
Right, and Justin Watts, He was the running back position player of the game last week against Baylor. He didn't have the most yards, but he blocked the best. Blitz pickup and all of his responsibilities that go along blue-collar-wise, not running the ball.
He stays back there with Dalton underneath. Nobody accounted for Shea Reagan. Tight end, first down to the 36, close to the 35 for TCU.
Shea Reagan and Derek Moore, there were two people the Texas defensive back to make a commitment to. And Jackson, he was between a rock and a hard place. Once again, by formation, TCU puts a lot of pressure on the secondary. The secondary is in transition. A lot of members of the secondary that were key to the success of the last couple of years are in the National Football League. And this secondary is not as sure in recognizing and communicating what's going on.
First and 10 at the 36. Quick hitter outside. Massey's got it. Big yardage. He's popped out of bounds by Jackson, the strong safety. But they get rid of the ball in a hurry, Dave.
They sure do. Ball's out of the hand quickly. And the key to that was Marcus Brock. He threw an outstanding block for his teammate Massey. It's just a well-conceived play again. Get the ball out. It's almost like a long lateral. And look at the block right there. Take him to the ground. That's a nice job by Marcus Brock to get some real estate on the perimeter. You got to watch out for those chain markers, though. I've seen injuries occur that way big time.
5 minutes gone by. TCU looking for the first point of the contest. Dalton running the option. Wide side of the field. Watts won't get out of the backfield. Good pursuit down the line. It was Aaron Lewis who stuffed it and got the early penetration.
And TCU does a great job, Joel, of mixing in the options. So that makes you hesitant to blitz. And if you're blitzing and they run the option, they're going to get to the outside on you quickly. So they basically get you on your heels a little bit defensive. They make you go a little bit more vanilla, simplify things, and they stretch you horizontally with that option, you know. And they just have a nice scheme. The players have to be very intelligent to learn everything in these packages.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 30. Dalton again with the blitz coming, eludes the pressure and throws it away. Smart play to stay in field goal territory. Massey was upset because he thought he was available.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That might have been his best throw of the game right there. You know, to not take a sack in that situation and put more pressure on your field goal kicker. You know, they came with a double barrel blitz and coming untouched up the gut with Scott Derry. And Dalton said, you know, he's not my responsibility, but here he comes. I got to get rid of the football.
Well, now are they going to? Well, are they going to go for it, or will they try to get him offside, call the timeout, and then kick the field goal?
Possibly.
Need 4 for the first down. So a 5-yard mark off, we can get him to jump. Dalton will go for it. And on the quick flanker, the gadget play. Puts it on the ground, kicks it out of bounds. They will spot it back outside of the 30 where the fumble occurred. And Texas gets the football.
It's 4th down. Can't fumble it forward for the chain markers and recover it for a first down. The ball spotted where you lost possession of it. They run a little alley screen, and Texas responds well. But you know what? If that pitch is executed, that had a little Boise State flavor to it right there. If that pitch is executed, it might be close. But I think Texas had responded and reacted so well. They were taking good angles. I don't think they would have gotten it anyway.
So what a gamble. You've got Chris Manfredini, a very good, accurate senior place kicker. Didn't take the 3 early. Let's see if it burns him late. What a day for the state of Texas. Texas football. TCU and Texas here in Austin. Texas Tech taking on UTEP. Rice with a game against Baylor. North Texas, they go up against SMU. And finally, Gary Patterson. He's never faced Texas. Player, assistant coach, head coach. He's got it today. And Texas has the football at their own 32. 1st and 10. We are scoreless so far. On the delay. Charles, legs taken out right from under him. Now, what a play defensively by the Horned Frogs. Jason Phillips, a middle linebacker.
Well, he was recruited out of high school. He was an option quarterback, played for his dad. And then they moved him to fullback at TCU initially, and then they said, okay, you're playing linebacker. Look at that hit. I mean, he made a quick read, came downhill, and said, you're mine. And he studies film. You know, he's the son of a quarterback. He studies film like any other quarterback would. He's the quarterback of the defense. He is amazing. He get everybody lined up properly, hit the right gaps. Very, very valuable guy at the linebacker position.
First team All-Mountain West Conference last year. Been honored twice now. Time and the wide receiver Jones fell down on his cut. He fell down in front of the corner on that side. Raphael Priest, as Bonner came into the play, the safety as well, and a break that it wasn't picked off.
Yeah, but he did a great job of getting back up so quickly. I mean, he was down and up in a flash. Hit the ground and he gets up and gets involved with the play. If he got lazy and stayed on the ground, it would have been a kick going the other way. It was good effort, even though he lost his footing, good effort to spring back up and get involved. You don't want to be in 3rd and 10 against TCU with these guys right here rushing you off the edge.
So now 3rd and 10, as you mentioned, from the 32. Out of the gun is Colt McCoy, 3 wide receivers set. They set up a little flanker screen, and Nate Jones won't get there. Tripped up, slowed down, only about 5 out to the 37. Well, talk about team speed on defense, and that's one of the keys. Can you get them to over-pursue and take themselves out of place? Not so far.
Well, they've been very disciplined, but you're right. They rally to the football. They do such a great job of it. I think they have as much team speed on the field as anybody in college football. Because we talked about how athletic their defensive ends are. Then they have extra defensive backs on the field for more speed. Both of their linebackers can run. They are very, very sudden on that side of the football.
Gerlin, the sophomore from Katy, in to punt away as they almost got 2 at that time. And he gets away a nice one. Coming up the middle, dancing around for the Horned Frogs. Brian Bond, the safety, with a flag down the play as he takes it across the 30 after the 31. Well, they already were flagged once for an illegal block in the back on a return. 46-yard punt for Gerlin.
That's what speed does, Joel. It distorts angles. You end up pushing people in the back. These 2 football teams, they have so much speed on their team, it trickles down to the kicking game. It looks like a track meet out there. Instead of playing with a baton, they're playing with a football. I mean, they got some track people flying up and down that field.
There is no flag on the play. TCU takes possession.
Yeah, looking at the outset, keys coming in, Dave.
Well, the keys for TCU, they want to improve their tackling. They took good angles last week against Baylor, but they want to wrap up a little bit better. Play a clean game, minimize mental mistakes, no penalties, lining up wrong, that kind of thing. And balanced offensively. In their 9-game winning streak, they've thrown and run the ball for 215 yards apiece. Extremely balanced. Have to maintain that against the Longhorns.
Dalton on the high snap, wanted to run the option. And he was lucky to hang on to the football as Eric Jackson, the strong safety, was all over him at the outset.
Yep, it almost looked like a blitz, a safety blitz. And you know what? That's good against the run or the pass. So that's a nice call by Dwayne Aquina. You know, both coaching staffs are being very, very aggressive with their mindset in this football game early. He comes off the edge and blitzes and blows up the option.
It's a loss of a yard, yard and a half. Defense gave up 397 yards last week to Arkansas State. Team out of the Sun Belt and a good team. Team that figures 2nd or 3rd in the Sun Belt. Dalton spraying them down the line on the option. Nothing doing that time as they went to William Jackson. His senior fullback, and Beasley got over there.
Yep. Good reaction by Texas. They're playing the option exceptionally well. When you have a quarterback so involved in the run game that can throw it, it makes it very difficult. They run a little counter. Nice little counter action right there on the option. And you saw Ryan Christian. Everybody thought he had the football. No, a little prestidigitation. Take that football out of there, a little magic down the edge, down the line of scrimmage, and pitch it to the edge. Texas reacted, and everybody played their defensive responsibility as well.
So 3rd and 10 for TCU. They've enjoyed solid field position. It's the deepest start for them so far on the outs. Nice grab. Bullock going to the wide out on that side in front of Beasley. And it's complete for the first down for the Horned Frogs. He goes to David Roach. Check that, Dirk Dickerson.
That's just a tremendous throw. I mean, that's that deep comeback pattern, deep little out right there. He gets it over the linebacker easily. McElroy's nowhere in the picture in that particular route with his drop. And Beasley is a little bit too much cushion. He's got a lot of respect for TCU's receivers. And TCU doesn't have a go-to guy like Lyman Sweed for Texas. It's a receiver by committee.
So Dickerson in the grab had his first career touchdown last week in the win over Baylor. They will give it to Christian. Bouncing out. Can he turn the corner with a spin? He get 2, maybe 3. And give a resourceful 3. Brought down by Killebrew. And they say it was going the other way. It looked like he was down. And they're spotting it down to the midfield strike.
But you know what? Finish the play. You know, that's a big key for the Longhorns. Finish the play. And Foster says, I'll make the officials make the call. You saw a little stack, almost like an I formation.
Down by contact. 2nd down.
Saw a little I formation of the wide receivers. You know, and they ended up both coming inside to crack the block. Christian, is the ball out before he hits the ground? His knees down, I think he's well down before the ball comes out. Helmet comes off as well. They're thumping out there now. Everybody's hitting everybody. It's not a game for the meek and mild out there today.
Second, and still a little more than 7. Almost 8. Dalton with a short drop. And just missed time with a flag down on the play. And I say missed time because the tight end went up and may have mistimed his jump. Not a bad throw by Dalton off the fingertips of his tight end.
Well, Killebrew came on the blitz. And Killebrew got the hit on Dalton that made him throw the ball early and throw the ball inaccurately. Made him throw it high. So Killebrew, depending on what this penalty is, and it's going to be against TCU, Killebrew should get the pass defense because of his blitz right there. I'm not sure if TCU have a legal formation. They have 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, do you want to decline?
An eligible receiver downfield, number 89 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yeah, we'll take the 5 instead of third down and a little more than 7. It'll be second down. And about 12 to 13.
Well, these are the kind of things that TCU didn't want to have. Killebrew hit him in the smush as he's delivering the football. And you know what? There's contact by Eric Jackson to make sure he knows, let the receiver know that he's around. Everybody's hitting everybody.
Killebrew, one of their guys back this year, a 3rd season as a starter. Dalton getting it out to Christian, breaking the ankle tackle, but then he pays for it. Coming up and cleaning up on the play, Roderick McElroy, no relation to Jeffrey McElroy, the sophomore from Hallsville, Texas.
Bobineau also involved, did a good job. He was the initial penetrator that caused the disruption, and he made Ryan Christian bounce it. And this is going to be a slobber-knocker defensive contest right here. No, are you kidding me? That's helmet to helmet, and the play is still alive. That's just good, solid defense. Boy.
Got to know when to go down, Dave.
Man, I'll tell you, one teammate stood him up, the other came in to finish it off.
So we're down to the final 4.5 of the first 15. Now the blitz coming up the middle. It's over to the out, and it's wide of the intended target, Derek Moore. He wanted a flag.
Yeah,
there is a flag now. Late out of the secondary. He was tripped up from behind, almost like they clicked. The feet got tangled up.
Eric Jackson is the one that was running with him, and you know, a lot of times they let that go as incidental, but I think that was going to cost him.
Holding 21 on the defense before the pass is thrown. That's 10 yards previous spot. First down.
They're calling more than just having their feet tangled up. They're calling Jackson for holding. Let's see what he does right here. You know, it's hard to see. Hard to see where the grab is. Here, take a look. Did he grab? Oh, yeah. He gets a little left arm around the body, and he impedes his progress. Good call. You got to call it. You can't be grabbing around the waist, and he slowed more up. So that's why they clicked heels. It wasn't Dorothy going back to Kansas. You know, I mean, there was nothing like that going on. It was just he grabbed him, slowed him up, and that's why they clicked feet.
Well, Dalton gets the ball in the neighborhood to begin with. This is a very impressive redshirt freshman. Last week, did a good job, 18 of 30 passing. As they said, he hadn't started a game in 2 years. But he looked very composed, poised in the pocket. Now Dalton running the option. He'll keep it himself. Good yardage again. He's a specimen at 6'3", almost 6'4". Deary tripped him up. Scott Deary, the outside backer.
Nice job by the wide receiver for TCU blocking. When you run the option, you have to have receivers that are willing to give themselves up and block. And they've been in about 15 different formations already. And watch the slot receiver come in motion. Boom, crack back on a linebacker. That's pretty good stuff right there. That's being physical.
Now Dalton with an empty backfield, movement up front.
Now,
is there contact or not?
Did TCU draw him offside? The referee from the sideline saying no, it's offside.
Defense number 99 was in the neutral zone, causing a false start by the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, Texas, Dave, they had 90 yards in mark-offs last week.
10 penalties, and here's one. His movement is going to cause the lineman to flinch. He flinches afterwards. He caused the flinch. So that's what I wasn't sure. Who caused who to move first? So Miller is the guy that initiated all the dominoes falling from there.
Now Dalton on second and a yard. A bullet, and it's dropped. He got it out to the wideout right in the hands of Jimmy Young, and he couldn't hang on. Foster over there on the coverage, but the ball arrived in plenty of time for the first down.
Well, These are the convertible third downs right here. Those are the kind of things you have to execute, though. You know, when you have a catchable football, you have to catch it. You can't line up wrong. You can't jump. You can't flinch. Those are the kinds of mistakes that TCU was saying. Got to play a clean game.
Now Dalton with the play fake. Out on the edge. It's deflected and falls incomplete. So it looked like an automatic first down on 2nd and 1. And now on a 3rd and 1. They have it deflected. Will they go for it?
Beasley came in on the naked bootleg and made a great play on the football. And deflected that bad boy. Now he went for it on 4th and 4. Does he go for it on 4th and 1? This would be a longer field goal than the one that he decided not to go for, Gary Patterson. That is the last time. He's going to call a timeout and think it over a little bit. What's the best play to run?
The timeout from Gary Patterson. Biggest game in a long
TCU.
time
That's
for
their
TCU.
first timeout of the half.
We'll talk about the way they won it in the Big 12 a little bit later. Left on the outside looking in. And now, will they get payback? Horned Frogs set up right now to go for it. Will they, though, with 3:46 to play in the first quarter? Welcome back to Austin. Dalton under his center. He'll send Brock in motion. I formation. Watts gets the first down. Inside the 30, just straight power play off left tackle. Dave down to the 29.
That was just man-on-man football. Get after it. Watts hit that line of scrimmage going full tilt. He's a physical kid. Had good pad level, good body lean. He was going to get that first down. That's just good execution on the perimeter. Well, they had that sealed off pretty darn well. Looked like Texas was misaligned. They didn't have enough people out there at the point of attack to challenge that play.
Well, they have first down outside of the 29. Andy Dalton 5 of 11 for 42 yards passing so far, and out of the gun. Will put it up, or will they get rid of it? Knocked away from behind. It's loose. Can the Horns come up with it? Texas has covered it, and down with the football and picking it up for the Longhorns. It's Roderick McElroy.
Lamar Houston's the one that knocked it out of there. Lamar Houston came on the backside, and, you know, that's tough on a quarterback. Andy Dalton doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. And Lamar Houston, the sophomore quarterback, watch him coming from the backside. He's the one that's going to get after it. Here he comes, untouched. Boom. Knock it out of there. Get after it a little bit.
Well, they're lucky Lewis didn't get it cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to be a hero. Fall on the football. Don't pick it up and seek all the goalposts. Fall on the football. Texas does come up with the football.
So McElroy on the recovery after Houston forced it. And can they get the first down of the game? Colt McCoy on first down. A little bit behind his man, but it's complete. And he went to Jermichael Finley, one of his favorite targets, big sophomore tight end out of Diboll, Texas.
The best field position Texas has had by far. Shortest field. They have less than half the football field to negotiate for points. It's all because of a takeaway, a turnover. That's a big key for Texas.
The second on the yard, still looking for the first down. Inside of 3 minutes left in the first 15. 90,000 on hand in the state capitol. McCoy will get the first down. What a nifty move by Lyman Sweet. Talking about a run after a catch with a man right up in your grill.
Bear in mind, this guy's 6'5", 220 pounds, and he's moving like somebody a lot smaller. I mean, that's just great athletic ability. And he gave the old 50-2 to Nick Sanders, a guy much smaller that can change direction in space theoretically much easier. Lyman Sweet, that's a gift right there. That kind of make you miss in space in the phone booth.
TCU has dominated, and they've held on to the football. They've had great field position, nothing to show for it. Now the Longhorns with a McCoy turning it in. Quan Cosby close to another first down. Little turn-in route for 9. Brought down by Nick Sanders. The first grab of the game for Cosby. At 45 last year, young man from Mart, Texas. Well, the first down marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. Your entire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. Live better with Overstock.com. It is all about the O.
And it's all about Colt McCoy getting the ball out of his hand quickly on this drive. Has been phenomenal.
Charles, first down, a lot more inside the 15, barely tripped up.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a tackle by Stephen Coleman, just got enough of him. Charles just tried to take it right up the chute, like a cannonball coming out of the cannon. And Charles, he wants to show his toughness this year. He wants to show that he's durable, he can break tackles, he can be physical between the tackles. Good example right there.
112 yards last week on 27 carries, but we'll get to some of the breakdown of the numbers. They had a difficult day running the football. Cosby drops it. It was a low throw to begin with. A little kick-out screen with Nate Jones trying to apply a block, but back to Charles of the 112 yards. And the first time in 11 games for the Longhorns, they've had a back over the century mark. No, they had 4 carries that went for no gain, 4 for only a yard. 2 were losses of 5 and 6 yards. So you're going up against one of the best defensive units in the nation. They have a lot of people back. Dave, they were second best in total defense last year. You better maximize your opportunities.
You saw Dick Bumkus, the defensive coordinator, signaling in plays from the sideline. Big second and long right here.
On 2nd and 10, quick slant, complete down to the 5. As they push him back, and there's a flag down you normally see at the front of the tackle. Maybe somebody got him in the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
On the grab by Cosby.
Looks like an illegal block. It looked like he was calling an illegal block in the back. Looked like the early indication by this official was that he was an illegal block.
Pass interference, number 4 on the offense. Wow. That's a 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, it happened so fast you don't normally look for pick plays. Was it a pick play?
Well, Mac Brown won't like this one. And in the red zone to have a penalty like that, Lima Swede is the one. Are they going to? What are they going to call on him? Oh yeah, well.
Pick play.
Yep. He went down inside, and he is allowed that area of the field, but he actually blocked. I mean, he made no bones about it. It didn't look like he was even trying to run around in the official's eye. And he said, you know, you can't do that. You can't just block the guy. If you're running your route and you guys have contact, you're allowed that area of the field just as he is, but you can't just absorb him like that.
So a big mark off. Instead of the ball all the way down to the 5. It'll go all the way back outside of the 25 to the 28. 2nd down over. And now 2nd and 25 yards.
Huge red zone penalty.
McCoy looks one way. Cosby had his back to him, and now he throws it away. He took a shot at the end of the play. He was close to the line of scrimmage when he released the football. But Quan Cosby, as Henson got in there and got a hit on the quarterback, Quan Cosby never really looked back at his quarterback on that side of the field. There is a flag down where you normally see almost a holding call by the secondary.
I thought he was 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw it. Man, it looked like he was way beyond it to me. Maybe I'm in a bad angle.
Pass interference number 16 on the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
After Michael Finley, the tight end. So you can take yourself right out of field goal range with back-to-backers.
Right. Okay, the line of scrimmage was the 23-yard line. I'd like to see a replay where Colt McCoy launched this football. The line of scrimmage is the 23-yard line. As Colt McCoy comes out, and he's at the 25. Okay, I had the wrong yard line marker. I missed it by 5 yards as he was in the shotgun. So the offensive pass interference on Finley, back-to-back offensive pass interference. This started in the red zone. They had 1st and 10 at the 8-yard line. Now it's 2nd and 40?
2nd and forever.
2nd and 40. Ball's in the 43-yard, 2nd and 40.
It goes back to capitalizing on your few opportunities offensively against this good defense. Colt McCoy out of the gun. And the little one over the middle, Nate Jones, pulled down from behind. And barely inside the 35. And the man who pulled him down from behind in pain. That's Robert Henson, the junior from Beeville, Texas.
Oh boy, you don't like to see anybody get picked up in this game, but it's a fast and furious pace. And you are going to see it. Again, quick. Getting rid of the football quickly, and you go to the guy, Nate Jones, who had his career game last football game. He had 9 catches for 72 yards. He was in the right spot all the time, made himself an available target to McCoy. Robert Henson, 6 big tackles and an interception last week against Baylor, and it doesn't look like he's in very good shape right now.
Colt McCoy and the offense still with the football. Can they get enough yardage to set it up? Field goal try for Ryan Bailey. 50 seconds left in the opening 15 minutes of play. You figure the way it went for TCU last year and in scoring defense. And we talk about all their ranks. They were exceptional and among the top 10 in fewest points allowed. If you can get 21 points on the board, you're doing a good job against TCU. Right now, it's a shutout so far.
TCU, Joel, number 2 in the country, giving up 234 yards a game. They only gave up less than 61 yards rushing, 2nd in the country. 12.3 points a game, 3rd in the country.
That was 3rd best scoring defense.
And only gave up 9 touchdown passes all season, which was 5th fewest in the country. They were just stronger than New Road defensively last year.
So from the 34, can they get it near the 25 for a legitimate shot? McCoy pushing for Swede. They give him some yardage for the field goal try down to the 25, maybe the 24. So they take exactly what they had, which was a cushion on the outside. Bonner combining over on that side with Priest.
Well, as you go to the sideline, Mac Brown's going to say to the offense, TCU didn't stop you, you guys did. Back-to-back offensive pass interference penalties cause problems. And TCU is not going to give up the big play. They're in that 4-2-5 defense. They're going to make you throw the ball underneath and rally to the football and make hits just like that. They always have more than one purple helmet around the football.
So our first snap of the second quarter is going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt, the first try of the year for a former walk-on who's on scholarship now. Ryan Bailey out of Anderson Heights in Austin. And welcome back once again, Joel Myers, Dave Lapham, Jim Knox. Knoxy is down there with us today. And a warm day at that in Austin. Well, only 2 first downs in the first 15 minutes of play for Texas, as I mentioned. A struggle for them to get any kind of continuity, any kind of rhythm offensively against this defense, Dave.
Yeah, the offensive line that's in transition is having a tough time against this vaunted TCU defense. TCU struggling as well against Texas defense. It was a defensive clinic in that first quarter, there's no doubt.
Bailey, quarter lead from 42, and he hooked it. It hit the upright.
Yep, hit the left
upright.
Hit the
upright. He hooked it a little bit. His first miss. He was 6-6 last year after taking over.
Well, his legend started against Nebraska in the snow. He hit a 22-yard game winner for the Longhorns. Here, drives the football, head down, follows through. Now he's saying, oh, hang in there, hang in there. It starts to hook, hook, hook.
Fade,
hits,
fade, fade.
It just high off that crossbar.
Plenty of distance.
Yeah.
Plenty of distance.
Oh, he would have made that from 50 plus.
Andy Dalton spreads the defense. 5 wide receivers set. Now he shifts a man into the backfield. He gets it off. It's Christian. Nothing available. Longhorns defense stands up that time. Gain of only a yard for the sophomore from Aledo, Texas. 5'11", 190.
Here's a converted wide receiver, Christian. Turned into the most complete running back that's available now with Brown not being able to play today. Christian runs the ball well. He's an effective blocker, blitz pickup. And obviously, as a former wide receiver, he's got good hooks, catches the ball.
He's out there. We've already seen Justin Watts, see Joseph Turner a little bit later potentially. Dalton on 2nd and 9. It's Massey, and he takes a shot immediately. They want to play out of the secondary, and a quick pop by Eric Jackson.
That's the second helmet that's come flying off of TCU Horned Frog today. I mean, it's just the contact is vicious. You have trips to the left. Everybody running tight routes. The ball comes out of the hand quickly. And that's what you have to do with both of these defenses. The inside-out pursuit has been phenomenal for both defenses. And both quarterbacks have to get the ball out of their hand quickly. You can't mess around in the pocket reading the classified ads as routes are being run down the field.
TCU hits half of their third down try so far. 3 of 6. Need 4. It's batted in the air. Almost intercepted. Was that McElroy again? It looked like McElroy, making Houston instead.
Yeah,
Lamar Houston, who got the sack to create the fumble.
Absolutely. He's the one that got the hand up and did a great job. Watch him right here. He's in a zone blitz. They line him up the line of scrimmage. They bring a defensive back from the other side, and he drops off. He changes responsibilities and drops back into pass coverage. And Houston gets his hands up, knocks the ball down. Dwayne Aquino with a great call right there defensively. Both coordinators doing a great job.
Derek Walsh gets into it. Low wobbler, returnable for Cosby at the 28. Got 1 block, and he turned the corner, slowed down momentarily on the spin. Still gets up to about the 38. So good field position. They'll give him the 39 for the Longhorns. And they finally get to the board. Almost 90 seconds. Welcome back as Texas gets the football. And solid field position. On a 2-week college football Saturday, will return with a triple header in high def. Dave Lapham and Jim Knox. Not a bad start for Colt McCoy. They don't balance right now, though. McCoy 6 of 9 for 48 yards, but almost nothing on the ground for Texas. 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 38. McCoy out of the gun. And Jamal Charles, junior from Port Arthur. Moving the pocket by design. Cosby's got a cushion on the outside. He's bumped out by Stewart.
And that's exactly what you have to do when you're facing pressure. And TCU came with linebackers blitzing up in the middle, inside. So in order to relieve the pressure of the offensive line and the quarterback, change the launch point. Get them out of pocket. talked about the running game, Joel. Last week, 38 rushes against Arkansas State. 20 of those only they got 2 yards or less. Over half of them. They got to be more efficient.
2nd and 4. Charles, misdirection, slashes his way to the marker, and he's got a first down across the 48. He's got it appears, by about a foot. The linesman on the far side. Let's head downstairs. Jim Knox. All right, Knoxy. Blitz on the outside, go the other way, and it's out of the hands of Lima Sweet, who takes a pop at the end of the play. Free shot for David Rhodes, the weak safety.
Lima Sweet. It looked like the ball surprised him. It looked like the ball got on top of him before he had anticipated it to get there. He never made a reaction. I mean, I think he thought Colt McCoy was going to throw him a changeup, and he brought the fastball. They had the signals crossed.
So you're feeling bad enough, and then you take a shot. An insult to the end of the play. Can't relax, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep your head on a swivel in this game because there are people coming to take it off.
McCoy. Will he put it up? Almost looked like he wanted to run it from the beginning. He takes a shot. He was in bounds when he took the shot, so they can't complain. It was Jason Phillips, the middle linebacker, who got him over there. Just lowered his shoulder into Colt McCoy, and that was a design run, Dave.
Well, it shows you the speed of the linebackers. Hawthorne and Phillips can both run. And this is a quarterback sweep, and boom, you talked about Hawthorne took it in the chin, but Phillips delivered it to McCoy. I mean, there's a hit that's worth talking about on every single snap in this football game. These are Texas kids playing against Texas kids. I mean, this is a good old slobber-knocker football down South Texas here now.
From the 46, a 3rd and 13 for McCoy. 3 wide receivers set. Look out.
Ball's gone.
And it's out of bounds. Lima Sweet. No time as McCoy took a pop at the end of the play once again. Corey Moore, Canfield over there. Nothing coming easy for Texas. And for those of you that just watched a wild game down in College Station, Texas A&M prevails. Joel Myers, Dave Lapp, Jim Knox. We are in Austin, the state capital, in a real good matchup between the number 7 Texas Longhorns and 19th ranked Horned Frogs of TCU.
Well, you saw 92 points scored on that game, Fresno State and Texas A&M. This one's scoreless. That was an offensive show. This one is a slobber-knock defensive show right now.
Brian Bonner, senior from Beeville, waits for the Gerlin punt. And we can almost guarantee you're not going to see 90-plus points in this one. Bonner, good lane up the middle. Look out, across the 20 to the 25.
I thought, why are you fielding that punt? Then he fielded it, went upfield like a rocket.
A good return. Looked like it was going to be deep in their own territory. And for those of you just joining 96, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Baylor, they joined the original from the old Big 8. TCU wanted in. They were left out. And that feeling still lingers for them. On the handoff, nothing doing that time. Gave it off to Watts.
Not only that, Joel, but TCU, none of the kids from TCU were offered a scholarship by Texas. So they're saying, hey, we're as good as you guys. We're going to prove it. And look at this. Yards. I'm not talking per rush. I'm talking about per play. TCU less than 2 yards a snap. Texas less than 4 yards a snap. That, my friends, is defense.
And there were questions coming in for Texas after giving up 397 yards last week. Arkansas State, a bolt, a dash, and a first down for Justin Watts. He's low, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll tell you, low man wins. It's football physics. You got to get your pad level down. And Watts was. How low can you go? I think he would have gotten under the limbo bar on that one.
Yes, he was off balance, and the lean was there the whole way. Best run by Watts so far. Move the chains outside of the 37 to the 38. Dalton, a very impressive young quarterback. Pressure comes, he's on his way down. So the blitz pays off once again. Eric Jackson, the strong safety, got him.
Well, you know, the sack was generated by Acho.
Yeah, was it Acho?
Yeah.
Sam Acho.
Bless
81,
you.
not 21.
Bless you, Acho. And he came clean up, but it was a nice little scheme, a nice little stunt, you know, executed by Texas. And watch him right here. He's just going to take it. Basically, the back didn't go inside out. There was an assignment error up front in the blocking scheme, and he came clean.
Deep drop for Dalton after the play fake, and underneath for Watts. Not much available. Puts it on the ground. He gets it right back. So Derry was there. Norton tried to scrape it away. Watts hangs on for dear life. It'll be 3rd and long.
In both offenses, Joel, when you saw the yards per play, they both faced 3rd and long a lot in this football game. Secure the pig. Here they come. The ball, he got it anyway, but the ball was out before that knee hit the ground. You got to know, when you have the football, you're going to attract bodies like honey attract bees. They're coming after it.
3 of 7 so far for TCU on 3rd down, but this is a 3rd and 15 for Dalton. Quick one over the middle, it's available. They didn't cover Massey, the slot man, available. 1st down across the midfield stripe. And what a huge conversion. Eric Jackson tripped him up.
Yep, just an assignment error in the secondary once again. Watch, just a clean release. Nobody touches him. I mean, there's just an assignment, a blown coverage. We talked about the offensive line is in transition and struggling. The secondary is in transition and struggling from a personnel standpoint. They blew the coverage. They didn't recognize and communicate the formation and who had what receiver, and it happened at an inopportune time.
Quick now, real quick handoff to Christian. And Ryan Christian stumbles his way for about 3 inside the 45 to the 43. So a breakdown defensively. Way too easy on 3rd and 15. TCU has controlled the football. They've got good field position. Now, did they get the first points off the contest?
TCU, for those of you just joining us, they had a 4th and 4. Instead of going for about a 48-yard field goal, they ran a little razzle-dazzle, almost a Boise State type play, and didn't get it on 4th down. What will they do here? Is this 4-down territory?
More the motion man. They give it to Joseph Turner. He carries it for the first time, stopped by Norton, but it's a sophomore right here in Austin. So what a thrill for him. Coming back home, LBJ High School here in Austin. And he led TCU with 56 yards rushing last week on 9 carries.
So Joel, this kid ran a 10-100 meters. Then he put on 30 pounds when he came to TCU. He don't run a 10-1 anymore, he can still scoop. He's a lot more of a thumper with the extra 30 pounds to his body.
200-meter guy in high school, and in fact in the state finals for the 200 meters, ran 5th. Not too shabby. He'll be the same man we were talking about, and what an open field tackle by Scott Derry. It looked like automatically he was going to get the first down. He shut down, though, inside the 39.
Once again, another 4th down and short. Gary Patterson went for it on 4th and 4. 4th and 1. What's he going to do on this 4th down? Is he going to kick? I think the field goes too long a range. You got to go for it. If you punt the football and put it in the end zone, it's a touchback. You only get 19 yards. What is Dwayne Aquina going to do? He's going here on 4th down again.
You're gambling with his money. I like the way you say that. The right tackle. Now you may see a punt.
Yep.
Right tackle. Nick Richmond came up.
79 offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Here we go. He can't move. He got his money's worth. He moved a full count early. That's a good set, though. It was good technique, but he was blocking air.
He's a huge kid at 6'8", 300.
Yeah, he's 6'8", can carry a lot more than 300.
How do you like this, though? He played tennis in high school. Would you like to see that guy at the net?
Yeah, how do you hit it over? You can't hit a lob over him. There's no lob shot. He'll just slam it right back at you.
So they will punt it away. As Walsh is in, Quan Cosby waits back at about the 10. Made an easier decision. Good job. Cosby, I'm surprised he didn't try to catch it. It'll be touched inside the 5 and down at about the 1. To me, Dave, a mistake. You've got to catch it.
Yeah, it was outside the 10-yard line. You have to fair catch it. I totally agree.
Instead, it's going to be back at about the 1-yard line when we return.
Touchdown against Colorado State on November 25th. Only one first-quarter touchdown. That was the only one scored.
Charles trying to bend it out and cut it back. They'll stack them, but about 5 on the carries. They marked it down shy of the 5, not back at the 1. He's coming in for the Longhorns, Dave.
Well, explosive plays. Arkansas State had 11 last week. Texas had 9. And then turnovers. Texas was -1. When they win both of those categories under Mack Brown, they're 55-0. When they lose both, they've lost 15 of their 22 losses under Mack Brown. So that's going to be key. Then they want to finish the game. They want to start with finishing plays. Then it goes to finishing series, quarters, halves, games, and then season. You got to finish every play.
Every second. And a long 5 at the 9. McCoy underneath. And a shot taken. That's his tight end, Jermichael Finley. You could hear it up here, though. A pop as they sandwiched it. Phillips hit on it. Seems like every play right now, the middle linebacker.
Well, this is a long field for Texas to go. Colt McCoy got to move the chains and start the process. TCU, when they have you backed up like they have Texas backed up, are really, really hard to put 10, 12, 14 play drives against, because their defensive philosophy is at some point in time you're going to make a mistake against them.
A first down on the reception. Charles nowhere to go. Belted and put down to the backfield. They got him low. Good penetration out on the edge. Blake's back in there. He makes his presence felt, whether it's Ortiz one side or Blake on the other.
You know who else is in there is Robert Henson. Robert Henson came downhill on a run blitz and just distorted the whole thing. Let's take a look at him right here. Now, everybody's going to hit a gap, and here he comes, boom, right at the point of attack, and just kind of muddles the whole thing up. That's a great call and great execution of said call. I mean, they're not going to give an inch in the running game. They're very, very sound defensively. Everybody stays on their feet and hits their gaps.
Loss of 2, second and a dozen for McCoy out of the shotgun. And what an adjustment by Finley. Flag on the play, and we're going to see our third pass interference against the offense.
Did he push off on Stephen Coleman? Stephen Coleman says yes. Stephen Coleman says the reason Finley adjusted back to the football is he pushed off on me.
It would be the third pass interference call on Texas.
Holding number 4 on the defense.
Coleman was wrong.
Penalty will be declined. First down.
Coleman was wrong. They said, no, son, he didn't put it. You grabbed him, and he separated from you and caught the football. Finley is just a marvelous athlete. I mean, this is a big body. Watch him right here. Little smash route. You know, and he does a good job to separate, making the catch. That's a big body kid right there.
So they move the chains once again. It started back outside of their own 4 between the 4 and 5. It's at the 30. Henson again.
Ball's gone.
Beat him the quickie. Swede, if he gets away, he's got some serious space down the sideline. So quite an open field tackle by David Roach all by himself.
And you got some big receivers. I mean, we saw Finley 6'5", 240. Lima Swede is 6'5", 220. And if you don't make the tackle, that's what TCU is so good with. I mean, you know, they'll blitz and make you get it out on a hot read, and then they make the tackle. They don't give up any yards after catch. They make you earn every inch of everything and make you run so many plays. Eventually, you won't recognize what they're doing and you'll blow up.
2 of the higher scoring teams in the nation last year. A shutout so far between the 2. McCoy again, but is behind his tight end at the first down marker. A lot of people, Dave, wondered about the mentality of Texas coming into the game, and I bring that up because it's Mack Brown's 10th year. And as Mack Brown told us, his youngest team since he's been here. 20 of the first 44 on his 2 deep are freshmen or sophomores. So you wonder how a team is going to respond. It's a Super Bowl for TCU. But is there going to be that same sense of urgency for Colt McCoy and his teammates?
Well, we'll find out here. They haven't converted on third down yet, 0 for 4. Here they are in about a third and 5. And you're right, Joe. They're trying to find out, who are we? What's our identity?
From the 34. Pocket holds up a little bit better. McCoy hit as he released it. Still got it away in time for Cosby. First down to the 41. He had heat.
Yep, that's a courageous effort by Colt McCoy. He felt the pressure, stepped up in the pocket, found himself a little bit of a room to set up and throw it, knowing that he was going to get hit. He feels Ortiz. He steps up, and Blake drills him, and he gets rid of the football. And that's a good job. He gets rewarded on the other end, making a good catch to Cosby. That's just a good catch, you know, and then protect the football, because you know TCU's coming. They're coming like heat-seeking missiles trying to knock that ball out of there.
Outside of the 40, first down once again on a drive that started back at the 4.
Blitz again.
Go the other way. Cosby beats his man on the outside for a decent pickup. Well, 5, almost 6. Make it just 5. He got away from Rafael Priest. He unenabled him.
TCU is blitzing almost every down, and they feel it's sound. Cosby injured on the play. They feel it's sound. It's a sound against the run or the pass. So you see those linebackers walking up and getting after it at the line of scrimmage just about every snap. And they realize that the offensive line for Texas is in transition, just like the secondary for Texas. And Dick Bumpus says, you know, we're going to make it tough on them. We're going to make them recognize. We're going to make them communicate. We're going to make them be perfect up front. And a way to remedy that, boy, yeah, he just buckled his knee backwards, a little hyperextension.
And Bonner got him low, and you got Henson high.
Oh, look at that right knee. That's a hyperextended knee right there. and that's just tough football.
Well, and that throws a curveball into their game plan for special teams, because that's a return man.
You know what? He's walking off the field under his own power, though. I've had that happen before. You hyperextend your knee, and it kind of locks up on you. You know, you might pinch cartilage. You don't necessarily tear it, but you pinch it, and then it releases. And now, you know, I think he's going to be all right. He walked off the field. I think he just, you know, pinched his knee, basically, on the hyperextension. And I think we'll see Cosby back in the football game.
So Colt McCoy, you think he's had to work for everything? 12 completions, 92 yards. It's been that tough against this defense. It was second best in total defense in the nation last year.
Still completed 2 out of early 3 attempts.
On the long count, Charles can't find it outside of his right tackle. Is this a quick D? They're front 7, and I say the front 7, but they run a 4-2-5. But mention what they do in total defense. They don't drop off.
Ran the spread, a passing offense, but look, Texas wants to run it, and they can't. 20 yards is it.
It's 20 on 8 carries. And it's intercepted. Going the other way. Stewart's got it. Look out. Inside the 30. 10, 5, and he's in. TCU gets the first points of the game.
On an unconventional score, a defensive touchdown. And in a battle like this, where both offenses are struggling, that is monumental. Field position and an unconventional score by either your special teams or your defense give you a tremendous leg up.
Yeah, he's a big playmaker. His streak of 3 straight games with at least 1 interception was broken in the opener last week against Baylor. Senior from Mississippi.
And a lot of it was due to pressure. Colt McCoy has been facing pressure extensively, and he felt pressure on that one. Colt McCoy's already got 3 interceptions, not halftime in the second game. Last year, he had 7 for the season.
So Manfredini for the point after on the high snap. TCU defensive specialist thinking points from that side of the field. Stewart. Thanks, guys. A 7-0 lead for TCU. Neither offensive unit has scored yet as Drew Combs kicks it away, a straightaway kicker. Don't see that too often. Gets it back there, though. Cosby will take it to the goal line. And Cosby breaking the tackle, but still slowed up and lucky to get back to the 20-yard line. So we'll come back, take another look at the pick by Torrey Stewart. To the Horned Frog, a little more swagger now with 3:27 left in the half. The first time Texas, TCU have met as ranked team since 1984. TCU with the help of that young man. Torrey Stewart, a senior from Mississippi. Touchdown return on a pick of 45 yards. After the first snap, we'll look back at that play. Colt McCoy out of the gun once again from his own 19. Has to step up because of the heat. Got rid of it, and he's got his tight end. That's to Michael Finley. Flag deep in the secondary once again.
Let's take a look at the touchdown interception that gives TCU the lead, though.
Now another penalty while we were watching that on Texas. 45 yards in Markoff. There was a holding call. So they had a first down to the 40, but now it's going to be shy of their own 10.
That's a 30-yard penalty right there.
And make it 54 yards after that one. That's their 5th. They'll give it off to Charles. Nice lane off to the right side. A little counter action work. And that was their best running play last week for Charles. The counter. He gets it out to the 21.
I can honestly say that I have not seen TCU cut in half. By what I mean by that is somebody knocked off their feet. They stay on their feet and they run to the football. They got a nice little crease there. Texas did, though, on the counter action. But it is just, I marvel at the athleticism of this TCU defense. Nobody is ever on the ground. Dick Bumpus, the defensive coordinator, and his staff, they do a great job of coaching these kids.
It'll be second. Long 8. Complete for Nate Jones. Struggling, trying to get to the marker. Shy by a yard. Well, you bring up Dick Bumpus, and you're right, the defensive coordinator. Don't forget, though, when Gary Patterson took over this program in 2000, he was the defensive coordinator, so it's also his area of specialty.
No doubt.
They've been good for a long time now. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% on brand name products. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O. And that's what's lacking right now for Texas. But get credit where credit is due. It's TCU defense.
It's all about the B, really, today.
Well, they're right now pitching a shutout for the season. First 6 quarters after shutting out Baylor. Charles trying to let the pursuit slide by. He struggles. He gets the first down, but that's how tough it is to get a 1.5 yards.
And Joe, I don't care what level of football you're playing, Pee-wee, high school, college, the NFL.
What'd you call me?
Shutting out a team is a great accomplishment. And they did. Now, Baylor missed a couple field goals. They had a fumble, in the red zone and all that. But still, you shut somebody out, and then you come back against the number 7 team in the country, shutting them out with a minute 36 to go in the first half of that game. You're playing some solid team defense. Gary Patterson is emotional. And I believe that the coach's personality filters down to his team. And he is a go-get-him guy, and that's what his defense is, a go-get-him defense.
We were here when they got to Texas Stadium for their walkthrough. What was it, about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon?
Game change.
There was no chatter. They were focused.
Yep.
They didn't talk. They got the cleats on. They got outside. They didn't put pads on, but they had a nice walkthrough.
It was serious. They're here for a business trip. I mean, they're here to get after it. They want to climb the ladder of success another couple of rungs. Because they're 9-1 against BCS qualifier teams since 2002.
And Texas get on the board before they go to the locker room and throw way wide. Nate Jones. Well, how far has his program come for TCU? We talked about it with Gary Patterson. Can they use it? I can say that. But then other people are knocking them because they're in the Mountain West. Now, McCoy in trouble. Too tall. It's going to be picked on the deflection. There goes Roach. Past the 35, inside the 30. David Roach, the weak safety, the senior from Abilene.
Nate Jones could not control the football, and it glances off Nate Jones's hands. Also, there's a defensive back involved that makes it difficult, and that was none other than David Hawthorne, actually a linebacker, making a great little play on that. McCoy. Colt McCoy trying to thread it in there to Nate Jones. And look at Hawthorne. I mean, that's athletic ability. You kidding me? That's a linebacker. And Roach is the beneficiary of the old tip drill. Boy, that's just great team
defense. As we saw, though, it's not a good throw to begin with.
I don't think he expected the linebacker to be that athletic. He had his receiver on a linebacker.
Low throw and a scoop over on that far side. No catch, they say, for Urban Dickerson. So last year, only 7 interceptions all season long. 4 so far over the first game and a half for Colt McCoy. Now, don't forget, one of the 2 last week was at the end of the half. It was a basic Hail Mary. Can we get anything out of a tip drill?
Right. Well, in this one, though, in this game, one they took back for a touchdown. The second takeaway, they got it to 28-yard line. The defense scored points on one. They gave the offense an incredibly short field on the other. So these have been damaging.
2nd and 10. They get points off the turnover. Play fake with Watts. Buys time. Dalton wide open underneath. First grab of the game inside the 5. It's Walter Bryant, the junior from San Angelo.
He could have gone either way. Quentin Cunningham or Walter Bryant. They were both open. A broken coverage once again in the secondary. And the protection is sound. Little play action pass. Dalton's got plenty of time. He pays the price. He's a courageous kid. Look, there were 2 open. I think somebody ran a wrong route. One grenade gets them both, but it worked out. It worked out. They had the field crowded in that one little spot. But nonetheless, TCU finds themselves first and goal. And if they punch this in for a touchdown, wow.
They've got 2 timeouts still left. A minute 10 on the board. They've got it to 4. First and goal. Banging his way is Watts. The junior from Center, Texas. Gets it close to the 2-yard line. Tripped up by Bomino, the linebacker.
I'm going to go back once again. The matchup that Colt McCoy had. Nate Jones against a linebacker, David Hawthorne. And David Hawthorne looked as athletic to the football as Nate Jones did. Usually a quarterback says, I got my receiver on a linebacker, I'm going there. Didn't pan out.
Right, the Mountain West. Almost 90% of the time they got inside the 20, they scored. Watts, will he get there? Slow him down to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
We're getting a little chippy out there now. A little bit chippy.
27 seconds left in the first half. So TCU scores a defensive touchdown. And now their defenses once again put them in position for more points before they go to the locker room. Colt McCoy, as Greg Davis, his offensive coordinator, told us, he's not enjoying things right now. He's trying to be too perfect.
Press it a little bit, you know. And right here, this is an opportunity for one team to get some serious momentum going to the locker room. If Texas can somehow have a goal line stand and limit this to a field goal, or somehow TCU gets no points out of it, they'll go into the locker room on a high. If TCU thumps this in there, they'll go into the locker room out of their mind. I mean, TCU, this is their Super Bowl. this is their stage, like their head coach Gary Patterson says, to raise it up a rung on the ladder and to climb another few steps on the mountain. And this is the stage to do it.
And let's not forget his quarterback on the other end, the redshirt freshman, Houston High School Player of the Year a couple of years at Katy High. Boy, has he been poised.
Yeah, he drips with it.
Stacken, Watts, the tailback. Will he get there? No, they push it back. He may have lost a half yard. Big time stand.
Be ready, Chris!
It'll be a timeout coming up for TCU.
That's their last one, isn't it? That's their last timeout.
Yes. So a field goal try is going to be coming up for Manfredini.
And once again, in the red zone, it's pad level. Which line is going to get under the other one? And you see all the white helmets and burnt orange jerseys getting into creases.
Derry shot an outside gap.
There was nowhere to go. TCU's offensive line did not handle the gap of the goal line defense, the gap charges of the Texas Longhorns.
It looked like Derry got between the tackle on that side and the tight end.
And he came in clean. It all starts with the defensive lineman up front, starting by reestablishing that line of scrimmage backwards.
Manfredini's on the field.
He converts over 90% of his field goals for his career.
You should know about this kid who started his career in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he didn't miss in Cincinnati. He was 10 for 11 in Cincinnati. And he said, you know, I'm going to TCU. Look, for his career is over 90%, 90.2.
His first try of the contest. 20 seconds left in the half. Clean exchange. And points off a turnover once again for TCU. So their defense is set up all 10.
Sure has. I mean, I can't say enough about the overall excellence of TCU's defensive football team. They are nothing short of the...
They may keep it on the ground. It's not Combs kicking it away, but Manfredini instead. Not the straightaway kicker, but the soccer style.
Squibber.
Benaya back. May not touch it. And it's a chip shot. Punt Cosby, and a fair catch was called for by the up man to save time as we save some time downstairs. Actually, thank you. We'll look forward to the break. And the Longhorns regroup time.
There's a penalty flag.
It's a fair catch by Holm at the tight end.
TCU is offside.
Clock doesn't start. We'll mark it off. So 17 seconds left. You got it to the 26. Not having balance has hurt Texas. 11 carries, 33 yards. So all of a sudden the pressure is on your quarterback. They've got to alleviate that pressure.
I don't think Texas fans and the program thought that Colt McCoy would have multiple interception games in both of his first two starts.
Charles, and that should do it for the half. As he gets 4.
He's hurt. Looked up a little bit.
He took a shot. And he will get up. He'll be okay.
I think his left shoulder, he's holding that left arm like his left shoulder's bothering him. He's not in good shape as he leaves the football field. Defense. Texas